In the late 2100s, Earth stood at the edge of collapse. Temperatures soared. Oceans consumed cities.
Megastorms redrew the world's borders, and entire ecosystems vanished.
But humanity refused to disappear. Instead, it fought back.
Scientists call this the Restoration Century, a global mission to pull a dying planet back to life.
Massive ocean filters drifted over poisoned seas. Atmospheric towers scrubbed carbon from the sky.
Deserts were reborn through engineered plants. Slowly, the planet began to breathe again.
By the early 2200s, the storms weakened, the oceans calmed, the warmth stabilized. Earth wasn't healed to say, but it had a chance humanity refused to waste. For centuries, humanity believed Earth was unshakable, limitless, eternal.
For centuries, humanity believed Earth was unshakable, limitless, eternal.
But the modern age pushed the planet to its breaking point.
But the modern age pushed the planet to its breaking point. By 2100, coastlines vanished, crops failed, nations struggled to survive.
Crops failed. Nations struggled to survive.
In desperation, humanity explored radical solutions, ideas once dismissed as impossible. In desperation, humanity explored radical solutions, ideas once dismissed as impossible.
One concept stood out: creating elevated land masses.
Creating elevated land masses.
For the first time, humanity saw hope. The birth of floating land.
For the first time, humanity saw hope. The birth of floating land!
And from those early experiments, the dream grew. A dream that would reshape the Earth.
What once seemed impossible now hovered before the world.
At the heart of floating land lies triple core engineering.
Magnetic lift pushes downward, creating upward force, enough to raise millions of tons.
But magnetism alone isn't enough. A gravitational equalizer grid stabilizes every movement. transforming chaos into perfect balance.
The third layer forms a protective atmospheric shell.
And above this living foundation, entire cities began to rise.
For the first time, humans lived above the old Earth.
But with this new world, came questions no technology could answer. Humanity's experiment has finally taken shape. The first floating habitat is no longer a blueprint. It is becoming real. Engineers call it Habitat Zero, a living structure designed to survive in zero. Each panel, each beam, each biolayer, crafted with atomic precision, material grown, not built. When activated, the habitat breathes. Circulation systems awaken. Environmental sensors begin learning. These gardens are the lungs of the habitat, producing oxygen, food, medicine, a sense of Earth. Power comes from a hybrid trifusion engine. Quiet, clean, endlessly renewable. All systems green. Contact confirmed. We are docked with Habitat Zero. The new era begins. And today, the first crew enters their new world. Not a space station, something far beyond it. For the first time, humans will live in a self-sustaining city, never touching a planet. Lights ignite, systems synchronize. Habitat Zero officially awakens. And with it, a new chapter for our species begins. For generations, stepping onto a new world meant landing on soil. But today, humanity steps onto a world it built with its own hands. These explorers aren't visitors. They are the first residents of a floating Earth. As they move deeper inside, the habitat begins responding, systems recognizing human presence. And then the moment, their first step. Not in space, but in a world suspended between stars. Outside the glass, Earth looks peaceful, distant, almost fragile. A reminder of why this floating world was built. This biome is more than food and air. It is nature reborn, grown for humans living beyond planets. To mark the moment, they place the first symbol of humanity's expansion. Simple, humble, unforgettable. And with each system awakening, this world becomes more alive. Not just a habitat, an entire civilization seed. The first footsteps echo. Humanity has entered a new era. The instant power surges through the structure. The floating world begins to wake. In a matter of seconds, dormant rooms unfold, transforming cold metal into living space. Systems synchronize. Climate, oxygen, artificial gravity, energy flow, every layer aligning perfectly. And in the heart of this city, the artificial forest awakens with its own sunrise. People emerge, quiet, curious, taking their first steps into a city built among the stars. These plazas are more than architecture. They're demonstrations of what a world untied from a planet can become. Above them, a sky not painted by nature, but engineered by human imagination. In a sweeping breath, the entire habitat becomes a living city. A city without soil, a beginning without borders. Humanity has learned From this vantage point, we see the culmination of a dream. A living network span.
These shimmering bridges carry the lifeblood of our civilization, connecting worlds.
This is the living network, an interconnected civilization sustained by the constant flow of data and resources.
Humanity's floating worlds are not isolated. They form a planetary network, alive with energy and information.
Every habitat exchanges oxygen and water, creating a living ecosystem above Earth.
Renewable fusion engines supply power, linking each world into one system.
Society evolves with technology. Decisions ripple across habitats instantly. A planetary-level governance system.
Nature is woven into the network. Biomes and energy integrate seamlessly.
At night, the network comes alive. Light traces the veins of civilization.
Every decision, every flow of energy, every human movement is calculated, optimized for the survival.
From isolated islands to a symphony, humanity wove itself into one system.
As the first light touches the floating world, a new chapter for humanity begins.
For the first time, humanity lives not by conquering the planet, but by learning to rise with it.
These floating worlds are more than engineering achievements. They are promises of balance.
In them, a generation grows that does not fear the future, but embraces it.
A single seed, a single idea, can rebuild a world. And when billions of minds unite, humanity becomes a force capable of reshaping destiny.
Below, a planet recovering.
Above, a civilization evolving.
This is more than survival. This is the dawn of a civilization unbound by gravity, borders, or fear.
The future is not something we wait for. It's something we build together. The future is not something we wait for. It's something we build together. The future is not something we wait for. It's something we build together. The future is not something we wait for. It's something we build together.